I'm David Baldorf, Executive Director of the Association of Indiana Counties, and thanks again for tuning in to our videos. Today with us we have Shelli Yoder. She's a new senator from District 40. That district is mostly Monroe County, and it does cover IU Bloomington campus. She is serving on the Commerce and Technology Committee, the Education Committee, Environmental Affairs Committee as a ranking minority member, Health and Provider Services, and Utilities. So quite a few committees for a new senator to sit on. And again, appreciate your coming over and visiting us today. And of course, we've known each other for years since you were on the Monroe County Council. And how have your years and experience being on the county council, how do you think that'll help prepare you for being a state senator?
Well, first, I want to thank the Association of Indiana Counties because your training and the exposure to the information of how county government works and the importance of local government to each community in Indiana prepared me for being able to step up and serve the constituents of Senate District 40. So I look to AIC as a big contributor of what I know and how best to serve my district. Yeah.
And your district includes Bloomington and IU campus. So not too many county councils have to think about having a large university in their district. How does having the IU campus in Bloomington, how did that affect you and the county on the issues you had to consider?
The impact of having, one of the best universities, and I'll say the best university in the world, in Bloomington, in the heart of my district and in the heart of Monroe County. It's interesting just how we are setting up the levies for any county. It can create some challenges in terms of property values and the way that we're able to fund the programs in Monroe County and services. However, I think it's really important to come back to more of the pluses of having a university like Indiana University in the heart of our community when it comes to employment, when it comes to, and you might need to know that Bloomington is the 7th smartest city in the United States and the 4th friendliest for the LGBTQ plus community. Wow. And so with that diversity that IU brings, it creates a much more vibrant and smart and engaging community overall. So the pluses of having IU there far outweigh the challenges. Yeah.
So this being your first session, what do you think are some of your top priorities for this session?
Well, I would say my priorities really revolve around infrastructure. And I'm talking more than just roads and bridges, because you really learn a lot about roads and bridges in county government. But when it comes to health, when it comes to education, and when it comes to equity and making sure that the economy is an equitable economy when all people can engage in the economy, that creates a strong Indiana. So infrastructure. When I'm talking about health, infrastructure, I really am emphasizing the way that our environment is impacting our health. And I'm excited to be working with hopefully the county surveyors and improving and updating the drainage code. We know that we need to do that, and Indiana's drinking water is suffering from some failing septic systems to drainage, and we want to make sure that Indiana, all Hoosiers have access to good drinking water, because that directly ties to the economy, believe it or not, but also to healthy citizens. Education, making sure that we're supporting public education and supporting our teachers and seeing it as the professional profession that it is, and making sure that our next generation has what they need in order to succeed. And then also equity. One of the bills that I'm working on is making certain that our charter schools are held accountable when it comes to protecting students and staff from discrimination. But you had asked originally about the impact of the AIC and being a county official. And one of the things that I started on as a county councilor was addressing the opioid epidemic back in 2017. And we began working on a piece of legislation then that would protect law enforcement officers from sticks. And other states have moved on this, and that's one of the first pieces of legislation that I'm working on, is to make sure that we're not only protecting law enforcement, but we're also making sure that we're treating substance use disorders as an addiction mental health issue and pulling back from criminalizing it.
Yeah. And when Iris Kiesling was commissioner, I know you know Iris, I know she's retired now, but Monroe County, I think, was one of the first counties I ever saw in the country that had the disposable drugs, pharmaceutical, they created that program down there. And then you all had a multi-county region opioid summit.
Yes.
And that seemed to be very successful. And I don't know if you can share a little bit of information about that.
So I was a co-founder of the Opioid Summit, which has evolved into the Substance Misuse Commission for Monroe County. But we pulled together different local governments from the South Central region to come gather in our Monroe County Convention Center and look at what other evidence-based programs and resources that other communities are using that are successfully addressing substance misuse disorder and the misuse of opioids. And it is out of that that I'm pushing and really trying to get this bill, this law enforcement bill, passed this session, as well as we want to thank you because you honored Monroe County and recognized us in 2018 with the Local Government Cooperation Award for that work. And I really am appreciative to AIC and all that you were able to do to highlight and educate others on the opioid epidemic.
Well, thanks. Yeah, Monroe County has been very active in the AIC for years, and we appreciate all their support. We always like to finish these interviews with a couple of questions we're asking every legislator we talk to. So who's your favorite Indiana band or musician?
I have to tell you, I bet you do not know. I'm going to actually take a little new twist on this question. I'm going to say my favorite musical recording label is in the heart of Bloomington. It's called Secretly Canadian. Wow. You probably didn't even know that we had a recording label, but we do. Check it out. They are focused on indie bands and indie artists and have really amazing different artists. So Secretly Canadian in the heart of Bloomington. It's a wonderful record label.
That is interesting. Did not know that. So, as being an elected official, I'm sure you go to lots of different events, county fairs, of course. What would be your favorite county or state fair type of food?
Is there an E, all of the above? What's not to love about county food? Let's see here. Love kettle corn. I just love corn in general. So popcorn, we're about to make popcorn the state snack of Indiana, so that's exciting. And as a Yoder, we've got some good Yoder popcorn in Indiana, but lots of other different popcorns as well. So kettle corn. I love myself some tenderloin sandwiches. I also grew up, enjoying. I don't know, in Indiana you have Nelson's Golden Glow Chicken. Love me some nice barbecue chicken. So
okay, good deal.
Never say no to some good fair food.
So who is or what is your favorite Indiana sport team, college or pro?
I have to go with the Hoosiers. All things Hoosiers. 24, what is it, 24 games, one team, 24 sports, one team. But the IU Hoosiers, it's always exciting to root them on. I've been proud to, I teach in the business school, and it's always exciting when I have student athletes and see how incredibly hard they work and represent our school. So I'm going to give a shout out to all of our Hoosier athletes.
Good deal. And you know, it's always so advantageous, not only for county government, but I think for citizens to have somebody who's worked in local government before they come up to the state. It just gives them a really different perspective by understanding how local government works and how it's funded and what services they provide. So we look forward to working with you, and congratulations, and thanks for coming over.
David, thank you, and I want to thank your staff, because the training that you provide to not only elected officials, but all of the county employees that work tirelessly and selflessly to keep our local communities going. It's really remarkable, and so thank you to AIC.
Well, thanks. Appreciate it. Thanks, everyone.